Check, check, check.
Net.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KDA-VYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2456 with the release date of Friday, November 22nd, 2024, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. Chinese and Russian students collaborate on a ham radio satellite. The next head of the FCC is nominated, and New Zealand hams help a community radio network grow. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2456 comes your way right now. From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now reporting from Charleston, West Virginia, here's Jim Dameron, NATMW. Our top story this week is about a satellite created through the efforts of Russian and Chinese college students working together. The satellite is in orbit now, and hams are busy making use of it for their QSOs. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, has the details.
The collaborative efforts of Chinese and Russian university students have helped put a CubeSat known as ASRTU-1 into space. Its 2-meter FM transponder recently became active with an uplink of 145.850 MHz. It requires a CT-CSS tone of 67 Hz. The 12U satellite, weighing 15.7 kilograms, also has SSDV cameras and a telemetry system aboard. According to a report on ChinaDaily.com, the creation of the satellite was undertaken to encourage cultural exchanges while tapping into the higher education resources of both nations. The educational and ham radio microsatellite was launched on November 4 on board a Soyuz rocket, a moment eagerly awaited by the students who assisted with the work at the Harbin Institute Technology in China. The microsatellite's camera system has a UHF SSDV downlink for low-resolution images on 436.210 MHz. There is also a high-speed downlink for high-resolution images on 10460 MHz. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Here in the U.S., there will be a new leader at the helm of the FCC under the new administration. Here's details from Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
The FCC has announced that senior Republican Brendan Carr is to become its next chairman in 2025 under the Trump administration, succeeding Jessica Rosenworcel. Carr has served at the FCC since 2012. His previous posts included legal advisor and general counsel. He was named by then-President Donald Trump in 2017 to be a commissioner and was later named by President Joe Biden to a term that runs through 2029. Carr said the FCC priority must be to, quote, restore free speech rights for everyday Americans, end quote, claiming that major social media outlets have created a cartel that he believes censors conservative viewpoints in particular. Carr is also an ally of Elon Musk, whose Starlink satellite internet service has thrice been rejected for subsidies from the FCC. Musk was recently named by Trump to co-lead the Department of Government Efficiency with former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. Until next January, the FCC will remain led by Democrats, 3-2. After he takes office, Trump will appoint a new FCC commissioner. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
One of the many issues taken up at the recent IARU Region 3 conference in Thailand was the proposed harmonization of the CW portion of the 40-meter band plan with other regions. The proposal designates 7,000 to 7,040 kilohertz for CW only. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, tells us what comes next.
The board of the WIA, after a full briefing by Peter Young, VK3MV, WIA delegate who attended and represented the Wireless Institute of Australia at the IARU
W8VPV
Thailand, advises that principles were established for a band planning and that the proposal by the IARU Region 3 HF Band Plan Committee for the 40-meter band plan will be sent to a committee before being presented to the other two region meetings over the next 3 years. I'm VK4BB, Graham Kemp.
Inside a museum building in Ohio, where work crews are busy with renovations, many people recall the final day the building served as a shortwave relay station for Voice of America. Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, tells us more.
Even as the Voice of America Museum remains closed with the hope of reopening after renovations are complete, many were remembering a much more dramatic closing at that site in Westchester, Ohio. The legendary shortwave relay station went silent 30 years ago on November 14, 1994, making its final broadcast to listeners overseas when it was decommissioned by the U.S. government. The building's more recent closure is to allow upgrades to various systems on the premises, as well as to reorganize exhibits. Meanwhile, the Westchester Amateur Radio Association, WC8VOA, has been able to continue its regular meetings and open house sessions at club headquarters inside the museum because the club shack is not a part of the renovation. Members were also in the shack to participate in the recent ARRL sweepstakes. According to the VOA Museum website, there are hopes the renovation work will be finished by mid-January, and plans are being made for a grand reopening to the public. This is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG.
The community of hams who run the South Coast Amateur Radio Service Net, known as Southcars, is grieving the loss of a member who helped restore the group's foundation. We hear about him from Jack Parker, W8ISH.
To other members of the Southcars 40-meter service net, few hams could ever match the service given by John Bostic, WB4GOV. John, who became a silent key on the 9th of November, had served as the net's first general manager following its reorganization in late 1996. The net had been in operation since the mid-60s and is a service net that is on the air daily, passing traffic and assisting in emergencies when needed. As it grew to more than 14,500 members, the Southcars net needed a numbering method to keep things orderly and John instituted a system that is still in place. According to an obituary in the QRZ.com forums, he also established an awards program for the group, underwriting the cost of plaques and trophies so that net control stations and others could be honored for their contributions. According to the obituary, quote, he laid a firm foundation for the operation of South Cars, which developed into the largest and most station net on the 40-meter band, end quote. His tenure as manager ended when he stepped down in 2004. The obituary said
update explained by Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
Some changes are coming to the ARRL's VEC program that will affect the exam teams in the U.S. According to an ARRL representative, the VEC department is phasing out the supply of field-stocked printed exams and is encouraging VEs to download and print out their own from online sources such as exam tools. The ARRL will continue to supply other exam-related forms, such as the FCC Form 605 or the CSCE and session reports. The ARRL is also encouraging VE teams to explore electronic online testing, whether in person or remotely. For more information, check with your VEC contact listed at the webpage listed in the text version of this report on the arnewsline.org website. This is Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
Get ready to work the younger generation of radio operators in December. It's Yoda month, as we hear from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Don't forget that Yoda month, also known as December, begins in a little more. Stations with radio operators under the age of 26 will be on the air from countries around the world: France, the UK, Republic of Korea, Hungary, Argentina, Egypt, and the United States, to name but a few. This is their month in the spotlight, and most of their call signs contain the suffixes Y-O-T-A for youngsters or youth on the air. The US call signs are K8Y, K8O, K8T, and a W8A with a single letter suffixes spelling Yota. Organizers stress that contact should be made with the understanding that these QSOs may be the youngsters' first experience in an on-the-air event, and so patience and care are key parts of the exchange. Awards will be available for shortwave listeners as well as licensed amateur radio operators. The real award, however, is knowing that you may have inspired someone to pursue amateur radio over the course of a lifetime. See details by visiting the link that appears in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Time to identify your station. We're the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the WR2ABA repeater system of the Larkfield Amateur Radio Club, Huntington, New York, 8 p.m. on Tuesdays following the reg unit. In New Zealand, amateur radio operators are sharing the power of radio, in this case, low-power, license-free handhelds, to bring communities and families closer together. Here's details from Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF.
Helping people connect over radio and stay connected is the mission behind the effort known as Rebuild Free Radio Network. It's an emerging collective in New Zealand that's relying on license-free handheld PRS radios that are often used as tools in public safety. A number of the participants also have their amateur radio licenses, including the network's national coordinator. Writing in QUA, the newsletter of the Franklin Amateur Radio Club, club member Trish Murray, ZL1TTM, explained how, community by community, she is helping to strengthen the network locally. She described the hands-on, interactive workshops she has been leading to get people familiar with the UHF radios they have purchased but may be hesitant to use. The workshops explain that local resiliency is the best reason for using a radio and the area repeaters, whether it's to stay in touch with other family members or communicate in a crisis. Trish wrote that some of the more enthusiastic radio operators are considering taking the next step. Quote, most people are completely new to radio, so it's really inspiring seeing the confidence grow and hear their first tentative calls. We also have experienced radio users and also now some who would like to go and do their ham licenses. I am encouraging this, end quote. For more details about the Rebuild Free Radio Network, visit the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Jim Meachin, ZL2BHF.
Now, here's a weather prediction for you. In early December, expect a 100% chance of sincere appreciation showering down on volunteer spotters participating in Skywarn. Randy Sly, W4XJ, tells us how it's going to happen.
For 24 hours on the first weekend of December, the Skywarn network of volunteer operators will be recognizing something other than storms, tornadoes, icy conditions, wind, or floods. On-air operations will be devoted to the scores of Skywarn spotters whose service helps protect lives and property around the United States. The occasion is the 25th anniversary of Skywarn Recognition Day, which the National Weather Service and the ARRL created in 1999 to shine a light on the work of these weather spotters whose information gathering is so vital to everyone's well-being and safety. Amateur radio operators are a big part of that team. From 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, December 6th, through to 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, December 7th, they'll be making contacts via CW, single sideband, FT4, FT8 on HF, on 2 meters, FM, and DMR. In a video on the National Weather Service YouTube channel, Ken Graham, WX4KEG, director of the NWS, called Skywarn spotters the gold standard of citizen science. Coast to coast, they'll be calling CQ and listening. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
In the world of DX, listen for Nobu, JA0JHQ, on the air as T88PB from Koror, IOTA number OC009, Palau, from the 22nd through to the 26th of November. Most of his activity will be during the CQ Worldwide DXCW contest. CQRZ.com for QSL details. Special call signs R2024DX and UE34DX will be on the air to mark the 34th anniversary of the Mealer DX Club until the 30th of November. The operators are on the air from Milarova, Russia, QSL via RQ7L. Listen for Daryl, AB2E, and John, K3TEJ, operating CW, SSB, and FT8 as AB2E/VP9, and K3TEJ/VP9 from Bermuda, IOTA number NA005 until the 26th of November. They're focusing on 30, 17, and 12 meters. They'll participate in the CQ Worldwide DXCW contest with a call sign VP9I. CQRZ.com for QSL details. Juris, YL2GM, and Eugene, EA5EL, will be active as XV9X from Phu Quoc Island, IOTA number AS128 Vietnam until the 2nd of November, using CW, SSB, and FT8 on 160 through 10 meters. CQRZ.com for QSL information. As we move toward the final month of 2024, a special message comes to us from a ham in Germany. His name is Fabian Kurtz, DJ5CW, and he wants to challenge all of us, including himself, in the new year. During each one of the 52 weeks awaiting us in 2025, Fabian invites us to try something new that is amateur radio related, whether it is designing your own QSL card or trying to make a contact on 6 meters via sporadic E. He reminds us, too, that what some of us may consider a simple exercise, others may perceive as a monumental achievement. He believes that no matter your level of proficiency or expertise, it's important to expand your horizons. One of the most important parts of the challenge is to help other hams achieve that weekly goal, if you are able. Fabian told Newsline that he was inspired to create this challenge after discovering a photography challenge on the internet. The challenge asked photography enthusiasts to create a photo for a different theme during each week of the year and to share the results via social media. Applying it to ham radio, Fabian expected he would do this as a personal challenge by himself, but he said that once he started sharing the idea with friends, it took off. He asks that hams post their progress on social media using #HamChallenge. There's also an IRC channel available, and the link is in the text version of this week's newscast at arnews.org. Fabian hopes that if a photograph or a picture is worth 1,000 words, this adventure is surely worth 52 weeks of challenge and breaking through new frontiers. If a good day of radio is like poetry to you, pick up a pencil and join the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. Share your experience by sending an original haiku to us here at Newsline. Use the entry form on our website, arnewsline.org, and please follow the rules for writing your 3-line haiku. Sorry, we cannot accept any entries that aren't written in traditional haiku form with the correct number of syllables for each of the 3 lines. Share with fellow listeners the poetry that is inspired by your ham radio experience. With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, AMSAT SM, ARRL, China Daily, David Bayer, K7DB, FCC, 425DX News, The Hill, IARU, National Weather Service, QUA Newsletter, QRZ Forums, Rebuild Free Radio, shortwaveradio.de, VOA Museum, Washington Post, Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners, that's all from the Amateur Radio News. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org, and know we appreciate you all. We also remind listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Jim Dameron, MATMW in Charleston, West Virginia, saying 73. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
Good evening, and welcome to the Call to Fall. This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 9 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening. Stand by 1 second. Let me turn some noise down. And once again, good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club, Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is Frank. My call is W8VPV, but for the purposes of this net, I'll be using club call 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information to enhance net operating practices and to keep our members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. We'll start with some announcements, then ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest for the club. Once that's complete, we'll take check-ins five at a time, call sign only. I'll confirm each call before moving on to the next. When I've got 5, we'll go back and work those, and then repeat. As check-ins tailor off, we'll start taking them one at a time after that. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call, repeat it phonetically, followed by your name and location. When all check-ins have been worked, I'll repeat the announcements and then close this net. We also operate an HF+6 band exploration net starting at 9:30 p.m. Right after this net. The approximate frequency will be posted on our webpage and announced on the repeater immediately prior to 9:30. Tonight we expect to be on 80 meters at approximately 3.827 megahertz. Exact frequency will depend on band activity and QRM, so please listen in for that announcement. And John, if you're listening, I have my new antenna installed out there by the base, and it looks like it's tuning 80 meters absolutely perfectly, and I see what was wrong with the other one. We'll talk about it on the other net tonight. Alrighty, that's all I have for the lead-in. Hang on, let me get the announcements here. Alright, last meeting of the year has already happened. Last official meeting, that was back in November. We have one event coming up. This is December 12th. That's a Thursday. That's at New Era Cafe. That's our Christmas dinner. We'll be meeting there about 6 p.m. For just social activities. Sitting back, relaxing, talking about what we're doing, then order off the menu. And at this point, I don't have a firm program locked in. We are looking at 1 or 2 options. Please stay tuned. We will try to line something up there as far as a formal program. But in any case, I certainly look forward to seeing you there and sharing the last event, last get-together for our club for the year there. January 8th, Wednesday, that's an in-person meeting, in-person and Zoom. Sorry for the technical spin on things last time. This time it's going to be a hands-on VNA activity. We'll measure the effect of balance and reducing interference. We'll go ahead and tune an antenna, and then we'll explore moving the feed point on an antenna and see how that affects its SWR and its behavior. As I said, we have a band exploration net on 80 meters at 3.827 megahertz or thereabouts at 9:30, so stay tuned. And finally, before starting taking check-ins, I just want to say thank you to the family of Mr. Walt Gale, N8ALQ. Walt passed away. He's been a long-term club member, very active in the club for many years. Passed away, and their family left the club a very generous donation. In addition to some donations we received from the services themselves. So just wanted to say thanks to Patricia Gale and the family for their kindness. All right, that's all I've got here. No other announcements, so let me go ahead and start taking check-ins. Do we have any club members or officers? Check-ins of general interest come now. Alrighty, I guess I have one. We do have an antenna fixed up, and I've got the ground system ready to be mounted in. We'll have some updates in the clubhouse. and we'll go through things there. So with that, we're looking then for general check-ins. Go ahead now.
This is W03X with a comment.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, do you have a handheld that you can hit the repeater with? Because half the time your signal is nothing but noise.
Stand by. Let me try to switch back to another antenna. I'm working on a vertical here. Thanks. Stand by.
Well, it was perfect that time.
Well, I don't know what to say. I've got I disconnected my outside vertical, and I'm working on a mag mount mobile attached to a bed frame right now. Does it seem to be working okay?
Yeah, that'll work. So I have a question. In one of your messages about your progress with the antennas, you were saying that you were winding coils. What are those coils there that you're winding? Where do they go?
The 49-to-1 balun has a necessary coil about 6 feet from the feed point along the antenna. It's 6 turns on a 1.5 turn coil form. It shifts frequencies of the antenna to be a much better tune in the middle of the ham band, as I understand it. If you look up the EFHF 8010, EFHF-8010, you'll see it referred to.
What's that 10? Was that E? Go ahead with that. With that whatever it was, EF 810 or something.
Okay, the fundamental unit is a 49-to-1 balun. It's manufactured and sold as NFED half wave, EFHW 8010. In other words, it should be good for 80 through 10, and it's basically an NFED. So that's the balun, and it's mentioned several times in YouTube if you want to look, and you'll see they're talking anywhere from 5 to 7 turns on a 1.5 inch form. Roughly 7 feet out, so that's what's been put up there.
Okay, thanks. And let's see. I saw your email about maybe doing something out there, and Anthony mentioned Wednesday.
Possible. I've got a bigger problem now. I don't know if you saw the one about the window, but the glass has fallen out of the window and broken on the upstairs facility. So I'm sitting here trying to come up with that, and fixing that. I think is going to precede putting any antenna up as a priority, because right now there's just cold air flowing in through that into the room. And it's on the west side, so if we get rain from the west, and we do that a lot, we're going to get rain blowing into the ham room.
Oh, is it the window in that dormer?
That is correct. The glass, that lower pane, I found it on the ground broken. I actually found it missing upstairs, and then went down and found it on the ground broken. I've cleaned up the glass, but have not patched that up yet, so that room is now open to the outside. There is a screen in place, but that's not going to stop the cold air, obviously.
Oh, okay. Yeah, can you maybe cut some board or something for that? What's that dimension, 16.5 by 32.5?
It's just one pane in that 16.5 by 32.5 pattern. But conceivably, we could take that whole thing out and replace it. I just ran into that this afternoon when I was out there, and I had to get my antenna tuner going so I could get on 80 meters tonight, so I have not thought a lot about that. Any ideas that you might have are certainly optional, or certainly appreciated.
Well, it may be covered with with a piece of plastic for now. Duct tape it on. There's be raining, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get up there tomorrow. We're supposed to have sun tomorrow afternoon. Colder into the 40s, but sunny tomorrow. And I was hoping to get up there in some manner and seal it off either with a piece of plastic or duct tape or something. I just haven't thought that far ahead yet. As I say, I'm just coming up to speed now, but we'll get on that first and then focus on the antenna next.
Okay. I'll let you get on with the net there, and I'll be listening for you the frequency at on this repeater for the band exploration net. This W3X back to the net.
Very good, John. At least I did get the my antenna tuner fixed, and it tuned 1-to-1 on 80 meters tonight, so I'm pretty happy. I think I'll be on the air then. All right. Sorry for the long first opening check-in there, but appreciate that, John. This is W8VPV looking for more check-ins. KB8VHK, John and Kenmore. No, nothing for the net tonight, just in and out. All right, John and Kenmore, got you there. Give me your call once real quick. You're going so fast, Ben couldn't keep up. Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Kilo. Victor Hotel Kilo. Appreciate that. Thanks for calling, John. Really appreciate that. Next check-in, please.
Whiskey Alpha 8, Radio Charlie, November.
My neighbor, WA8RCN. Go ahead.
Hi, Frank. Hey, listen, so, you know, everybody, you always got noise in his signal, and I don't know if you know what it sounds like or not, but I made about a 15-second audio clip on my cell phone. I could play it back to you. I don't know if that's legal or not, if you want to hear, or maybe you already know what it sounds like.
I do not, but go ahead, please. I'll be listening here.
Okay, let me see if I can do this. Here we go.
I'm sorry, W8ECT@cfart.org. We'll get you on the list, and we'll go through things there. So, with that, we're looking at for general check-ins. Go ahead now.
Okay, good. That's what it sounds like.
All right, I think I'm going to guess that might be RF getting into my radio here. I switched to an inside antenna. If I can find a break here, I'll see what I can do. Matter of fact, let me hold up 1 second, see if I can get a real quick balance and snap it on here. W8EZT, I'm going to suspend this net unless, John, you want to run it for a second or two. John Grazoulis. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a balance for my antenna, my mic cable.
We'll just wait. This shouldn't take you too long. This is W3X. Yeah, net stand by while the net control station does a little repair there. This is W3X.
right, this is W8VPV. Is this doing any better, John?
So far, so good. This is W03X.
Okay, 2 turns of the mic cable through a large snap-on ballon. We'll see if this holds. Thanks very much for the playback there. Really appreciate it. Let's see, at RCN, next up, we're looking for more check-ins. This is W8VPV.
It's back. This is W03X, but it's not real bad.
All right, I'll have to figure out what's going on. I do apologize. Looking for more check-ins then. W8VPV.
KE8FKN, Kilo Echo 8, Foxtrot Kilo November.
KE8FKN, I should know the name by now, and it's not coming to mind. I apologize. Go ahead with the name, first name.
Yes, Ron and Fairlawn.
All right, Ron, looks like I'm taking check-ins one at a time tonight. Go ahead.
Not a lot to say other than I recently acquired a DX Commander vertical all band, but minus the 30 and plus the 80.
Wow, are you going to try to get that up in the air this year yet, or wait till next spring?
I would love to get it in yet this fall. With my mobility issues, I'm not sure I'll be able to get it all done myself, plus get all the wires trimmed, and I'm just figuring that all out, but I hope to do it before the ground freeze is over.
All right, well, good luck. If I can clear a day or so, I can give you a hand with that. But, good antenna by all means. All right, W8VPV, looking for more check-ins.
KN, over.
Sorry, I doubled with you, Ron. Go ahead again.
Formerly with Charlie, KE8ULC, Kurt. Just wanted to say thanks, Frank. Talk to you soon.
All right, I was doubling with a couple of people there. I think I heard a Kurt in there. Give me your call sign again.
This is KE8ULC, Kilo Echo 8, formerly with Charlie.
All right, and okay, that was the Charlie I heard then. All right, I guess I'm taking check-ins one at a time. Go ahead, Kurt. How you doing this evening?
All right, folks, on the net. I'm finishing up my last semester teaching at the University of Akron. December 12th, I'll have a hip replaced. So, Frank, I'm sorry I've not been there to help you at the club to put up antennas and work on the grounding. Remember, I do have some grounding wire if you would need it. Just let me know.
Well, obviously, this is a hobby, and taking care of your health is first. Congratulations on wrapping up your term at Akron U. A vast majority of my time there was a very good time, and I hope yours was also there. Good luck on the hip replacement. My sister went through that, and the difference has been night and day for her as far as the pain, and I think we've got another club member that's about ready to have to go through the same thing. So good luck, and well, keep us up to date on the net, and hopefully we can help you get that antenna up. If not this year, we need a little bit of good weather. Thanks, Kurt. Appreciate that, then. Next up, this is W8VPV looking for another check-in.
K8VU, Trot 8, Alpha X-Ray Mike.
Alpha X-Ray Mike, what's the prefix on the call and your name, sir?
Roger. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha X-Ray Mike. It's Rick, Frank. How you doing this evening?
Oh, very good, Rick. Let me back up and get Larry here. K8PU. Got you in there, Larry. Let's see, is there anybody else waiting to check in?
Kilowatt Echo, number 8, Queen. John.
All right, I got you in there, John. Anybody else?
November 8th, Bravo Alpha Yankee, N8BAY, Ralph and Stowe, in and out.
All right, got you in and out, Ralph. Thanks for stopping by. All right, let's back to the top here, and we'll catch Larry and work what I've got here. Go ahead, Larry.
Thank everybody on the net. Nothing exciting. I just wanted to jump in here and tell you and everybody on the net that hope you all have a
a very great, happy Thanksgiving this week, and looks like we might get some ugly weather in the evening. So if you're going somewhere to visit, be careful going home. Might be an ugly weekend too. It's November. Anyways, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, Frank, and we'll catch you next week. I can't do 80. W8VPV, here.
Not a problem at all, Larry. Good to hear you in there. And hey, this is Ohio weather. It's a little bit messy and sometimes a bit of a hassle, but we managed to get through it okay. At least I grew up in it, so no real surprise there. Thanks for stopping by, Larry. And KF8, new call, AXM. Go ahead, Rick.
Hey, roger that, Frank. Haven't seen you in a while since our park POTA out there in National Park behind the church, and just wanted to say howdy. Got a little 2-meter unit here from any new hands. You might want to check on QRZ. They give you this nice 2-meter unit here. Seems to work real good, and my good friend Anthony helped me. Helped me program it, so I'm rocking and rolling here tonight. Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha X-Ray Mike.
Very good, Rick. Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear, full quieting into the repeater, and good audio. So got yourself a good radio and a good setup there. Don't be a stranger. Somebody's here on this net every Monday evening, and love to hear from you then. Next up was John, KE8Q. Go ahead, sir.
All right, Roger. Thanks for letting me come in. Sir. Yeah, we're kind of getting all choked up here. Yeah, I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And we're just a little bit older. And it takes a little longer to do things. But we used to do a lot of antenna work, but not anymore. So I can appreciate everybody wanting to put their antennas up. I ran across a different radio. It's called the TX6200. I was wondering if anybody else online there ever heard of that and used it, or have any idea of what it is.
All right, we'll put that question out and see if anybody else has heard of it. I have not myself. Is it an HF radio or VHF or multiband?
Yeah, it looks like it's got some kind of a spectrum analyzer on it too. You can see all the spectrum where you're at and tune it all in, tune out all the noise. It'll look pretty neat.
Very interesting. No, I don't know anything about it, but might be somebody else out there who does. As I'm sure you recognize, certainly the last 10 years, but even the last 20 years, with the advent of digital technology and now SDR radios, they are just absolutely phenomenal in their sensitivity and what they can filter out and what they can show you compared to back in the even the 90s and the 80s. It's quite a change. All right, appreciate it, John. You have yourself a great weekend and a good Thanksgiving. And again, to everybody out there, have a great Thanksgiving. And, well, we'll see who else is out there. This is W8VPV, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. Looking for check-ins. Come on now. Okay, got a perfect double, and I couldn't pull anybody out of it. So one person, try again.
WB8MKS.
All right, I got WB8MKS. Go ahead, the other station.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha Victor Delta Tony in the Merriman Valley.
Repeater.
All right, and I got Tony down in the valley. All right, back up. WB8MKS. Go ahead. Good evening. How you doing?
Okay, Frank. That's WD8MKS. Mike Juliet Sierra. All right. Been a while since I've been on the net, and things kind of sitting here in front of the pooter and playing with stuff. So I figured, hey, I can do that and play on the pooter. So usually I'm out and I just can't do it. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I want to say have a happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. And you know, we have really in this country, we'd have a lot to be thankful for. So, and I'm certainly grateful. Well, back to the net.
Well, very good. Appreciate you hearing you in there and everything. And well, you're absolutely right. When you look at how life could be and what could be happening around the world, we're still in a very good position in this country. And I, for one, am looking forward to sharing Thanksgiving with my family. And as every year passes, I realize just how special and valuable that is. Because as we all know, one of these days we won't all be here. So thanks very much. Appreciate you stopping by. Take care. Have a great Thanksgiving. And we'll catch you down the page. And Tony, WB8AVD, go ahead. And I did catch the call sign correction. I got you as WD8, so I apologize. KB8AVD, go ahead, Tony.
Evening, everyone. Don't have much to report, but I do have an open question. Where could I find locally twin lead wire? It doesn't have to be windowed, just twin lead wire. I've looked at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Amazon, and I'm not finding anything. If anyone has a helpful tip, I would appreciate it.
Wow, that's an interesting one. You used to trip over it all the time in stores. How long a section do you need?
I would say 5 feet max.
I'm pretty sure I've got 5 feet kicking around here. Absolutely. Is this for any chance a J-pole antenna?
Roger, roger.
All right, one of many things done with twin lead antenna. Let me look around. Drop me an email. My call, W8EZT@cpark.org. Drop me an email and let me go look around my basement. I'm sure I've got five. I gave you 10 feet, so you got room to experiment with a couple of them. But I know I got that much twin lead sitting around, so I'll be glad to pass that on to you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yep. Keep an eye out for my email.
Will do. Very happy to help there. All right, I'm at the bottom of the list, so we're looking for more check-ins. This is W8VPV, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is Frank, and we're looking for any check-ins. Go ahead now.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Papa X-Ray, Jesse, New Franklin.
KE8 Zulu Papa X-Ray, somebody in Uniontown. Go ahead.
Hey Frank, this is Jesse in New Franklin.
New Franklin, I'm sorry, I wrote down Uniontown. Good to hear you in there, Jesse. I guess I'm taking check-ins one at a time now. We've got a light schedule tonight, so go ahead.
I just got back to work. I was off ill for a little while, but I got a small cabinet shop and leftover laminate from some of the commercial shops. I could probably really help you guys out with the donation for some stuff for the clubhouse, work surfaces, whatever.
Well, boy, that would be appreciated. We're focusing on some of the basics now. There's some issues we're dealing with, and we're trying to get a window repaired, but we're definitely going to end up needing some work surfaces in the workroom. Let me write this down here. And leftovers and donations are very much appreciated. Very good. Anything else? How are you doing? You got an antenna in the air these days?
I got a dipole that seems to work okay, but with the great big mountain behind me, I can't seem to catch you guys on any of the high frequency nets.
Okay, that could be a problem then, though tonight we're going to be on 80 meters, and you might find that acts almost as a near-incident radiator. That is, the signal will go straight up, bounce off the ionosphere, and back down. So stay tuned, and if you can make 80 tonight, sure would look forward to try to hearing you. And I do have a note in my log here, and when we get to the point of some kind of workbenches other than one work table we have, I will certainly reach out to you. Thank you very much, Jesse. Appreciate that. This is W8VPV, Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club, looking for more check-ins.
KE80WX Mobile, in and out.
All right, Thomas got you in and out. Thanks for stopping by. Looking for another check-in. This is W8VPV. All right, who's ever was trying there was getting through. I could not hear any audio. It sounded like maybe your battery's on the low end. Try it again, but you may want to try a different battery. All right, this is W8VPV, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club, looking for any more check-ins. Come now, please.
8KVI.
KE8KVI, good evening, Ron. How you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad. Working on a weird technical issue. I figure someone with more radio frequency experience than I might be able to help me solve it.
Well, when I get done with the VHF UHF net here, I'll probably have a few minutes to certainly listen to it.
We just throw it out now. It'll be real quick. I have an antenna connected to my computer for Wi-Fi. It's on 5 megahertz band, and when it's laying horizontal, the signal strength is the same as when it's vertical, but when it's vertical, it's about half the speed.
Okay, I think you mean 5 gigahertz, believe it or not, all modern receivers have something called AGC in them, automatic gain control, and they automatically try to adjust their amplifiers to bring the signal level up or down so it's easy to decode. And if you have either too much signal or too little signal into it, and you hit the ends of the AGC limit, then you start running into problems. That might be what you're seeing. As silly as this sounds, you might try putting it at 45 degrees and seeing how that behaves.
To give that a try, yeah, it was 5 gigahertz. But this is recent. The antenna's been pretty much every orientation before with no real change. But it'll cut the speed, the ping rate, and the overall speed when I do a speed test almost in half.
Okay, only other thing that comes to mind is, did you move anything metal in the area? A metal bookcase, a shelving unit, maybe a metal bed frame, something like that, where now all of a sudden you're producing a cancellation wave enough so that it doesn't seem to see the signal as much. Just a thought.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was getting some kind of a reflected wave when it was vertical that I wasn't seeing when it was horizontal, so I was having constant packet problems.
I've got a little spectrum analyzer, but I don't know if it'll run up to 5 gig or not. Maybe I need more equipment. That's the best I can do right now, Ron. I got to get this net going, but I'll be curious as to what else you find, and we can talk it over next time we get together.
Sounds good. 73 to everyone. I hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving.
All right. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate you stopping by. W8VPV, looking for more check-ins.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Quebec Romeo, Keith in Uniontown.
Wow, good signal coming in here tonight, Keith. What antenna would you be using?
tower yet. I'm still using the Comet 333 here on the side of the house, but I'm working on the coax and everything for the tower that you helped me and a few other people did as well to put vertical, and it still looks wonderful where it's at. But I'm working on the coax. I'm working on the enclosures out on the tower, the one here by the side of the house. But so now that everything's on the ground, I seem to be, well, now I got to put up with all the rain. But anyway, I'm getting there. But the tower is vertical, so I want to thank you again for helping with that, Frank. We all did a fine job that day, and I am blessed to have that many friends that'll stop over. But anyway, just wanted to jump in here and wish you and everyone else here on the net a blessed and happy Thanksgiving. I do hope everyone gets to spend it with family and friends and loved ones, and just have a safe holiday. So with that, I'll send it back to you, Frank. Thanks for running the net tonight. And this is KE8TQR saying 73, and God bless.
Oh, very good, Keith. Always willing to help with an antenna party. You learn a lot about it, and you never know when it's your turn to put up an antenna, and a group of your friends show up with all the equipment that's needed to make it happen. So, very good, Keith. Good luck, and look forward to making some contacts with you through that new hardware up in the air when you get it fully wired in. So, congratulations there. All right, W8VPV, looking for any more check-ins.
November 8, Alpha Charlie Papa, N8 ACP, Chris, Cadillac Hill, Akron.
Hi, good evening, Chris. Coming through loud and clear. How you doing today?
Roger, Frank, good to hear you. You sounded good here on this end as well. Just using an HT portable. 10 meters is wide open this morning. I was on there about 9:30, something like that. Worked like 10 countries and not too many minutes, so kind of neat. Hopefully if Keith has got his stuff working, Keith, get on 10 meters. It's been smoking lately. That's all the news for me, Frank. W8VPV from November 8 Alpha Charlie Papa 73.
All right, very good, Chris. And yeah, for those of you who are relatively new hams out there, especially the technicians, you do have a section of the 10-meter band, 28.3 to 28.5 megahertz. You can do voice communications, sideband, upper sideband. You don't need a particularly huge antenna. 10-meter half-wave antenna is only going to be about 15, 16 feet long. So try to get a piece of wire in the air and see what you can do right now. We should be in some pretty good solar activity for the next year or two, and then it's going to start to fade away, and it'll probably be another 10, 11 years before it gets this good. So hopefully you can get some contacts on the air before it fades away, and then get your general, and you can be all over the bands. All right, thanks, Chris. Appreciate checking in. We'll catch you down the page. This is W8VPV looking for more check-ins.
Kilo Echo 8, Whiskey Golf Delta.
AE8WDG, oh gosh, I can visualize you. Greg, right?
Hi, Frank. Yeah, Greg, that's right. Just wanted to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Got a fairly new HF radio, new to me, and I'm using WhisperNet for the first time to try to characterize my bad antenna. Hopefully I'll be able to interact with you guys later this evening, though. So, back to net.
Oh, well, very good. We're going to be somewhere down on 80 meters. I'm looking at the band right now. 3.827 is real busy, but there looks like there's an opening maybe about 5-7 kilohertz up. So I'll announce it on the repeater here just before we start the net. But look for the loud signal. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate the check-in. Any more check-ins? This is the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday Night Net.
RKA.
I heard last two letters RK, I think. Go ahead.
N8 RKA, Frank.
N8 RKA. There's someone I haven't talked to for a while. How you doing?
Doing fine. I'm doing real good. Even with the the 7-month-old knee, I'm doing real good.
Very good. You able to move without those crutches now?
I walk around without them sometimes, but then sometimes I'll use one. I need one more person for Thanksgiving Day. We got everybody except for one person. So I get a group of people together for a race on Thanksgiving Day for the Geneseret Home Run for the Homeless.
All right, I'll try to get the announcement out at the end of that. There you heard it, guys. If you find yourself with nothing to do on a cold and probably snowy, maybe even rainy Thursday morning, come out and join a bunch of us helping with the Geneseret Home Run for the Homeless race. Interesting part is that the finish and start line is essentially at the Krispy Kreme donut shop on Maple Street. And there's nothing like watching 1,200 calorically starved people surge into a donut shop after a race like that. It's quite fun, and I usually pick up some for myself. So if you got nothing doing early Thanksgiving morning, by all means consider joining us and helping out at the Geneseret race.
Well, I think it starts on Exchange Street, and I think it ends on Exchange Street too, Frank. And then I guess everybody runs over to the donut shop. It ain't RKA.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I heard this year they're also doing a virtual Geneseret, so I want to sign up for a virtual position. That way I can sit here in my shack and have my coffee and help keep track of everything. Is that okay, Anthony? Artie?
You gotta freeze just like everybody else.
You're no fun at all. All right, I'll give you an announcement on the end of the net and see if we can get some more people for you. How can they reach you if you're interested?
Have them get a hold of you, and you just email me the information, or you just give me a call.
Well, get your email address out there.
N8RKA@cfark.org. How's that, Frank?
Works for me. All right, thanks, Artie. Well, I assume I'm going to get my map and my assignment and everything fairly soon?
I'll either send it out probably Tuesday night or Wednesday morning.
All right, I'll be looking for it. Thanks, Artie. Have a good one. This is W8VPV, Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club, Monday night VHF UHF net, looking for any more check-ins. All right, we'll run through the announcements real quick here, ask for check-ins once more, and then wrap this up. Coming up, December 12th, Thursday, is our Christmas holiday dinner. This is the last event of the year. This will be held at New Era Restaurant. There is a sign-up on the web page. Please sign up so we know how many tables to reserve and how many servers to have included. We'll be ordering off the menu. Don't have a specific speaker, but we'll come up with something to do. So looking forward to seeing everybody. By all means, this is a family event, so bring the spouse and kids and plan on having a good time. Then coming up January 8th, that's a Wednesday, we'll have our club meeting. We'll be talking about, again, VNAs this time. We'll be getting away from the technical issues we did last time. We'll be doing hands-on measurements, show you how to do the calibration on these and why, and then talk about measuring the effect of balance on interference suppression, which I might be dealing with a problem with now. Then tuning an antenna using a VNA, and then exploring the effects of moving the feed point around on a VNA using a VNA. So that should be a very interesting point. Also, as you heard, we have the Geneseret Home Run for the Homeless. Artie's looking for one more volunteer. If you've got an open Thursday morning and want to watch a bunch of people run along and burn up calories, definitely would love to see you out there. So please drop Artie email n8rka@cfark.org, and we'll get you set up there. Finally, we've got the band exploration net tonight. Let me pause for time here. All right, we got the band exploration net tonight at 9:30 p.m. coming up here in about 15 minutes. It'll be on 80 meters, somewhere around 3.827 megahertz. Right now it looks kind of busy, but we'll see if things clear out later in the evening. And finally, I would just like to thank the family of Silent Key Walter Gale, N8ALQ. We received a very generous donation from their family to help support the club, and well, it's very much appreciated. Walt was an active member for many years in the club, taught classes, helped wherever he could. I remember many times him being out at field day, helping where he could. So we really appreciate that then. All right, this is W8VPV looking for any final. Come on now, or you'll have to wait for a week. All right, nothing heard. I think we will wrap this up then. In preparing to close this net, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who took the time out to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net at all. This has been Frank. My call is W8EZT, and it has been my pleasure to host this evening's net. We now close this net with, oops, didn't count, 1, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 check-ins, myself included. And we'll return these repeaters to normal and customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, closing the net at 9:17 p.m. local time. Thanks, 73, everybody, and hope you all have a great Thanksgiving.
You got a good group here, and we wish everybody a happy holidays there. This is KEAQ off and clear.
Thanks, John. Likewise, have a great Thanksgiving yourself. Appreciate it. W8EZT. Now I got to find a clear spot on 80 meters.